In this video, I'm going to share a short but highly effective sequence for boosting your energy at any time. Anytime you feel like you need more energy to get through your day or make it through the rest of your day if you hit an afternoon slump, and it's also fantastic after traveling and trying to re-enter and hit the ground running, which I recently did. We're going to start with pace, so take your sip of water. And then going into the brain buttons. One hand on the belly button, the other hand makes a C. Gently rubbing that area. You could do this seated, you could do this standing. The reason I'm starting with pace is because it's very organizing from the inside out. It's going to get your nervous system to a place of integration where you're going to feel ready to take on your day no matter how many demands you have. Go ahead and switch to the other side. Pace is also great because it brings you into the here and now and into the present moment. And now into our cross crawl. So the cross crawl and the brain buttons that we just did are really great at helping us keep focus, which is important when you're fatigued. And there are all sorts of variations of cross crawl that you can do. So pick the one that feels best to you. And then we're going to go into our hookup. Cross one leg over, bring the arms in front like you're going to clap up, miss, interlace, and then bring the arms to rest on the trunk body. Now, if this isn't accessible to you, you can just make an X with your arms. And if possible, place the tongue on the roof of the mouth. You could do this seated, you could do this standing, you could even do this lying down, but since we're focusing on energy, I would encourage seated or standing. Go ahead to phase 2. And now we're going to go to the energy yawn. Just open your mouth a few times, and that'll help you find your jaw joint. You're gently rubbing the jaw joint at the same time that you yawn, and because this is a multi-sensory experience, you're going to bring in some loud yawning sounds. Ah, ah. Any of these exercises can be a standalone. You don't have to do the whole sequence. And this is one, when the energy really starts to drop, this is the one I like to go to. Then going into our bow and arrow, which is the asymmetrical tonic neck reflex. Great also for bringing us to the present moment and boosting energy. Shift your weight to one side, turn the head to that side. You can either just lift the heel on the opposite side and bend that arm, or you could lift that leg and add a little balance. Look at the hand and look beyond it of the long arm. Come back to the center, same thing on the other side. Again, you can just lift the heel and keep the ball of your foot on the floor if you need that support for balance. If you want to lift it up, you could do that too. Come back to the center, same thing on the other side. We want to do this at least 3 times to really nourish our nervous system and tap into the resources that are within. Coming back to the center, other side. Oh, and there's my balance, feeling a little challenged. And come back to the center, back to side A. Last time here. And back to the center once again. Second side. And then both legs underneath you, arms relax. This last piece, we're going to put one hand on the belly button, 2 fingers come together, and we put them behind one ear. These are the balance buttons, which are great at helping not only balance, like the balance that I was just demonstrating to stand on one leg, but also balancing all the roles, everything on your to-do list, which can be quite overwhelming. Doing the balance buttons just brings us back to that place of knowing, of feeling centered, of feeling calm and organized. Go to the other side, feeling really confident that we can balance all the roles that we have. And one of the things I like to think about when I'm doing this is keeping realistic expectations. As a former perfectionist and overachiever, I can tend to think that I'm going to fit so much into one day and that my time and my energy will be there for it. But I have to also be realistic and keep in mind that the expectations I place on myself may not be realistic. Doing balance buttons and thinking something like, I'm going to keep realistic expectations, or I allow for right timing in my day, allows me to move through in a way that doesn't add extra stress. It allows me to have energy and meet the demands without adding that layer of high expectation, which can build stress. Give this a try. I'd love to hear how it unfolds for you. You can do this Anytime that you need a boost of energy, you can do it as a regular practice if you're going through a period of time where energy is challenging and you're dealing with fatigue.